This is our Bridgeport Milling machine. It's been fully rebuilt. However, it doesn't have the reground beds. It has really good chrome slideways. It has the belt drive head, and it has a 3-axis DRO system. That's 3 axis, so X and Y and quill. It doesn't have the knee scale on this one, specified by the customer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the machine now, let you see it running in a virtual demo, and then obviously please come down and see it for yourself in real life. Okay, so absolutely lovely. Obviously all the nuts and all that have been replaced, all the bearings, so the double nut system in the middle of the lead screw there. Lovely. Smooth, almost no backlash at all. I'll test the power feed as well in a second. Same with the Y-axis. The bed is in absolutely excellent condition all the way across, lovely and smooth all the way across. New lead screw, new nuts and so on. Absolutely lovely there. Same with the knee. We've changed the bearings in the knee, so that's lovely, and keeps it all nice and smooth. All the locks have been serviced and they're all working fine. The lube's all been serviced. You can see there's brand new pipe in there, brand new metering units. The lube pump's been stripped and serviced, and that's all working great. Of course, there's no point doing all the rest of the work if you haven't got a really good lube system, which this now has. We've also added a new coolant, not a new coolant tray, but a really good fiberglass coolant tray, which is the original Bridgeport coolant tray. So powering up now, we're going to test the power feed, then we're going to move on to the belt drive head and the quill. Okay, so powering up, you press the green one here. You need to make sure the guard is closed first, because there is an interlock guard, does tell you that at the start here. The guard's all adjustable as well, so wherever your work is, you need to adjust it to the height to give the maximum amount of protection. So make sure the guard is closed, then you can power up. Okay, so you need the one on the far left down, which is the belt drive head. That needs to be down on all the time. The next one is the slot-in head. There's not one fitted to this machine, so you can leave that off. The third one is the power feed, so that's the power feed there. That needs to be down to be on. And the coolant pump is the one on the far right. Okay, so that's all working great. So power feed, it's variable speed. So you can variable the speed to wherever you need it to be, and it has rapid override at the top as well there. That's the rapid. As you take your finger off, it goes back to feed again. Same the other way, rapid, and then straight back to feed once you take it off again. These are all safety handles, so they only engage when you've actually got your hand on them. Obviously you've got to have those for the power feed system. There's also another little switch at the bottom here for the power feed, so that turns the power feed off as well. So if this light's on here, it's on, so just watch out. There's one switch there for it, and there's another one here in case someone's knocked that and you're wondering why it's not working. Okay, so the stops for the power feed, you can adjust them wherever you like, but there are hidden stops under here. Obviously don't try and bypass them, leave them on, because there's a scale on the back. The stops are there to protect the scale. Okay, so just remember that. For any apprentice that happens to be using it, just make sure he's aware of that beforehand. Any apprentices as well, you might want to increase the guarding system as well. You do need a higher level of guarding for apprentices. Okay, so moving on, we're going to test the belt drive head and the quill now. So fire up the belt drive head. This is a twin speed low rise motor. Okay, all the speeds are here on the little nameplate here, so in case you're wondering what they are. So in high range, you've got 2 speeds in forward and 2 speeds in reverse, and the same when you put it in the low gear as well. You've got 2 more in forward and 2 more in reverse. So it's a really nice system, this. So if you just pick a middle range for the belt, you'll probably never need to change the belt ever with this system. Okay, so firing up. So that's the first speed in the high gear that we're in now. Okay, going the next speed up. Hear how quiet that is, absolutely lovely. Hit the brake just to show you that it works, and then reverse, just as quiet in reverse. Absolutely lovely. So I'm going to change to low range for you now. So if you haven't done it for a while, take note to where the levers are before you go and do it for real. When you get the machine, just have another watch of the video to make sure that you've got the gears, got it in the right gear, you know. So let's move this handle out of the way. It's a quick change handle, so we can move that easily out of the way to disengage. Okay, so this lever here needs to go to the right. Okay, this lever here needs to come forward, and it actually says in the in position. Okay, so that one all the way over, and this one comes forward and onto the in position. That's low range then. Okay, so we'll fire up. Here are nice and quiet, it is in low. So that's the higher speed in low range. Hit the brake just to show it's working. Make sure the brake's just in the middle. You see it wants to go into the middle. Just make sure it is in the middle. It doesn't want to be resting stuck like that. It'll cause all sorts of problems. Okay, so reverse now. Just as quiet in both speeds. Okay, so changing from low to high now. Okay, so this lever goes towards the back, which is actually out on the little decal there, and this lever comes back to the front again. Okay, make sure it's at the front. Now before you go and turn it on, just turn the spindle and you hear a pop. Hear that pop? That's the springs pushing the dog drive back in, and you want to make sure that's good and locked in before you fire up. That's critical, and it's unique to the belt drive, and it's only from when you're going from low to high. Here it changes over great, it's lovely and smooth. So what I'm going to test now in the high speed is I'm going to show you the quill working. Okay, so I'll take the quill lock off. I'll just move slightly off the stop because it won't engage all the way at the top or all the way at the bottom. It's part of the way the mechanism works. Okay, so once we're slightly off the extreme, okay, you see that went up then, we'll change that. Push that knob in, this is the forward and reverse, the reversing lever. Engage again. You see it's feeding down nicely on its own. You should be able to see that also on the DRO system, which this quill's giving the feedback for that DRO. Okay, so I'll also engage that again, and I'll put it into the different, so for every spindle speed you've got 3 different feed rates, so I'll change the feed rate for you. Yeah, that was the highest, that's the slowest. And that's the medium, and you can see that they all work fine. Okay, back to the highest again. And I'll trip it out manually, and I'll reverse it again, just so you can see it reverses fine. Reverses just fine. Okay, this chuck is included as well. This keyless drill chuck is also included. The quill stop also works, so I'll put the quill all the way to the top, and when you're doing the milling, lock it off there. Make sure it's locked off nice and solid for when you're milling. This handle here, I'll just show you it. So this quill handle is a quick change one, so you can actually just move it, see it gives a nice drive now, but you can adjust it to wherever you want just by moving the handle like that and repositioning it. As we all know, the handle's always in the wrong place for when you're drilling something. Okay, so lovely system, loads of brand new parts and all new bearings in the head. We've replaced the bottom shafts and all sorts of parts in the head. The spindles have new matched pair of bearings in there, so it's absolutely lovely. Please come down and see it for yourself in real life, and thanks for watching.